Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Bashem Awashai Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors be unto the apostles and the elders. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners, and to the Akwath that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother MALCHAAMAH from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago. And these are indeed exciting times that we're living in. Very exciting times. The Lord is showing his power and showing his presence before the whole world and before the men of the Lord. I want to read this quick scripture. This is in Chronicles, 2 Chronicles 32, and 7 and 8, an account with King Hezekiah. And it reads, "Be strong and courageous, be not afraid nor dismayed for the king of Assyria, nor for all the multitude that is with him, for there be more with us than with him. With him is an arm of flesh, but with us is Yahweh our power to help us and to fight our battles." And the people rested themselves on the word of Hezekiah, the king of Judah. Now yesterday, during camp, not during camp, but after camp, we had a huge camp yesterday because we had the beloved brother, one of the elders, one of the heads from the, let me swing down because I'm looking at those mighty men right here. As you see the screen moving on the LA camp, those lions out there, the lion's den, and the brother Barak La, and then we had the head of St. Louis. We had brothers from Kansas City, brothers from the Detroit camp, Michigan camp, the Gary camp. We had brothers from Indianapolis. We had I think a few brothers from Jefferson City, Missouri. We had the Tennessee camp, and brothers from Miami. All right, so we had a ginormous camp yesterday with many branches of the from the tree that is Great Millstone. All right, and after camp, when we were all at the main house, watching the UFC in the yard, breaking bread, feeding brothers, just having a spiritual conversation, just being brotherly. All of a sudden, when I'm watching the fight, and the fight was pretty boring at the time, we were just waiting for the main event. We hear all this ruckus outside, all this noise. And you could hear the thundering of the brothers running, and I could hear them out, and I'm like, man, I hope none of these fools out, on the block that started something with the brothers, and the brothers out here whooping these cats. And so I kind of panicked, and I jumped up to run outside, myself and Elder Uriah, and we ran outside, and all we could hear is the chariots, and I looked up, and I caught the tail end of it. I saw like 4 chariots screech across the sky with, lighting up in different colors, in red and gold and orange. And it was just an exciting, and all you could hear was the brother screaming, "Yahweh Bashem Awashai Brakatah, Yahweh Bashem Awashai Brakatah, Brakatah." And it was a very, very exciting time. All right? And then I started seeing the footage, and then as I began talking to brothers who saw it from the start, it was more than 30 chariots. And they were moving in formations, man. And then they just started moving in. It's like they were showing off. And they appeared, and the noise of such a multitude of men brought all the people out in the neighborhood. So all the 2/3 and the bystanders came out, and they witnessed it as well. They witnessed it as well, just like you got this video right here on the screen. And it reads, "Edomite witnesses a fleet of UFOs, chariots of Israel fly over main GMS camp." So this is not something that's just new, man. And as a matter of fact, let's play this video right here of what happened yesterday, because after that happened, within 3 minutes, somebody uploaded the video that a fleet of chariots flew over the main camp in New York, man. So we were already on 10 for what we had just seen, and then to come back to find, man, it was a glorious time, man. So let's play this video. And it was the same thing, except it probably was about 5 times as many brothers, man. So it was thunderous. It was really, really loud, man. So if you keep your eyes focused on the top of the high-rise building, you'll begin to see the chariots that appeared in broad daylight. Difference is that they appeared at night in the night sky with us.
Right? You just that's the spirit.
So I'm hoping that my camera's picking it up. But they looked like it was like 50 to 60 chariots right in that area right there. In the broad daylight. Little bright lights. Let's go back again. Here we go. But nevertheless, I don't know if it's picking up on my camera, but the video is called Fleet of Chariots Visit GMS New York Camp. GMS Salvation is near. Let me just go down so you can see the title. All right, if you want to just check that out real quick, because it's a serious uplifter to the spirit, man. All right, but there it is. Fleet of Chariots Visit GMS New York Camp. GMS Salvation is near. So salvation is near, and then it turned around and did the same thing for the for the unity camps of GMS only that was in Chicago, and for all I know, it could have been the same group of chariots. They decided to pay a visit to the main camp, but then they swung over to visit, the brothers that was gathered together in the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai in the Midwest. So let me grab another scripture. This is I'm gonna go to the Wisdom of Solomon. Those of you in the know already know what's about to happen. You know what scripture I'm going to and everything. But let's go to the Wisdom of Solomon. Hold on, this thing wants to act up now. Satan always trying to hinder, and you ain't stopping nothing. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 1. And it reads, "Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors." All right, they made no account of our labors and the things that we did, that actually America wouldn't be here without the Israelite. All right, without the so-called Negro. All right, so basically you stole the land of the natives, who are also Israelites, murdered, enslaved, sold them off, murdered them off, pushed them off their land, sold them into slavery, which they don't like to bring that history out because they want to keep that separation between them and who they've coined with the false narrative of Africans. All right, and then you brought in the other part of the family from the west coast of Africa. All right, and the ones who are already here, because there were many southern kingdom that were already here in America, and you put them into slavery, and they built America, and you benefited from it in every way possible. And then you wrote laws and instituted laws that kept them oppressed and kept them down to make sure that they would always remain third-class citizens with no real rights or privileges unless they completely sold out, and then you still would turn around and do them dirty in the end. And that's plenty evidences of that. All right, verse 2. "And when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for." Verse 3. "And they repenting and groaning for anguish of the spirit shall say within themselves, This is he whom we had sometimes in derision, and a proverb and a reproach. We fools accounted his life madness, and his end to be without honor. How is he," meaning they, "how are they numbered among the children of God, and his lot among the saints?" Because that's going to come to a shock to so many, because that false narrative about our identity has been pushed for so long. And you best believe, if we saw all those chariots, you best believe all these Edomites saw them. All these scientists and all these sky watchers and this space military force, they saw them too. because that's what's coming to fight and destroy them and rescue the elect up out of here when the chaos goes full blown. That's written in Scripture. Matter of fact, we'll close with that. Let's go to the book of Daniel. All right, let's go to the book of Daniel, because Jacob's trouble is going to because it's already here, but it's going to get exponentially worse to the point to where the Israelites are going to need the rescuing by the Lord, just like King Hezekiah promised. There'd be more with us than with them. All right, so let's go to Daniel 12:1, because this time is coming, man. Just before I turn this video on to turning the camera to do this lesson, I just watched a video that was put up by GMS X2, the beloved Elder Barra in my camp, that how the forced they've talking about legislation for forced vaccines and the taking away of rights, the right to work and the right to go into stores from the citizens who deny it or don't take it. So, hey, we told you that this was coming. We told you so. We told you so on a lot of things. All right, but this is Daniel 12:1, and it reads, "And at that time shall Michael stand up, that great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered." We just watched the deliverance. All right. And I could just click back. And you look, this one you can see in the broad daylight. All right. Then you got the chariots that visited here in camp. And then you got this one where it visited the main camp right here. And you see the Edomite looking up in amazement. They saw it too. All right. They saw it too. And they what? And they were afraid. Let me read that again, man. They were afraid. Salaki, let me finish this Daniel. And it says, "And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book." Now let's go back. Let's go back to that Wisdom of Solomon 5:2, and it says, and take it to keep you focused on this, that Edomite right there where the arrow is, looking up in amazement. And it says, "When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for." So yes, it's for the we be kings and we was kings, all right. And those with they jokes about our sky daddy, yeah, well, at least we got a sky daddy. Call halal Yahweh Bashim Abashai Bashim Rakakwadash Wa Abba Shalom.